And what is going on, everyone? Mark Gaming TV coming at you with a reaction video. And normally I don't do these because it's for a high school game, but tonight I think we're gonna make a rare exception because what I heard from the Caledonia Sports Radio Network, which by the way, shout out to them, Colton Montgomery for doing it. Broadcasting the games on Twitter. Shout out to him for it. I will be posting a link to the Caledonia Sports Radio Network on Twitter. You guys can give that a follow. But the reason I am doing this kind of reaction video tonight is the kind of game that Caledonia put out tonight. You could literally say was a tale of two halves. The first half, I thought was a pretty decent game. Both sides are playing pretty good. Caledonia had given up quite a few penalties, which, trust me, I'm going to touch more on those here in a few minutes. But we had given up quite a few penalties, but overall it was a fairly decent first half. And we were going into the locker room up 15-14. And, we were all feeling excited. It was looking like it was going to be a really good game. We didn't know if we were going to win or lose the game, but either way, it was probably going to be a really good game. Second half, I don't know what happened. I don't know if Lamar got better or if we just slacked off or a combination of the two. I think it was more of the fact that we slacked off because we had 4 turnovers in the second half and a bunch of mistakes penalty-wise. And when I say mistakes, I'm talking about avoidable mistakes. Mistakes that you can avoid, like false starts, unnecessary roughness, stuff like that. Pass interference calls, you can kind of let those slide because you're fighting for the ball, and sometimes it's going to happen. You're fighting for the ball, and pass interference is going to get called, especially on those catchable balls. So, that being said, you can kind of let that slide. But the mistakes tonight were not that. They were like false starts, unnecessary roughness, turning the ball over. We didn't even really do our bread and butter in that second half, which was, running the ball, the triple option. You didn't really see a whole lot of that in the second half, and it kind of threw me off. I think, honestly, we really lost our way tonight. And that really concerns me because next week we're going up against New Albany, and they're a very tough 4A team. Yes, we're in 5A, but New Albany is a very tough 4A team. Then we're going up against East Webster, who, while they're 3A, they made it deep in the playoffs, in 3A. And then after that, we start region play. And we're in a very, 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 very tough region against teams like West Point, Columbus, Lafayette, Pontotoc, just to name a few. But West Point won the state championship. Oh, and New Hope, too. I don't know if I said New Hope or not, but if I didn't, New Hope's in our Division 2. But you got New Hope, who should have made a deep run last year. They got eliminated in the first round, and I think it was mainly because of who they played against. But New Hope should have made a deep run, deeper than what they did. West Point won 5A last year. Columbus got degraded from 6A to 5A, but they're knocking off teams, pretty decent teams that we, on the same caliber, are struggling to beat. So that's concerning. Pontotoc is coming in and they're wiping the floor with teams left and right and putting up W's. Like, we're not ready for this. If we don't clean up things right now, and I'm going to be perfectly honest, I'm not going to mince words with this, but if we do not clean up these penalties right now, like, it is going to be a very tough season for Caledonia. But I will say this, and this is especially for Caledonia players and coaches. Tonight's loss cannot be what defines us as a program. We have got to get better. It starts with the coaching. It starts with the players. Players got to be way more disciplined than this. We got to show a whole lot more discipline, a whole lot more fight. The fight's got to be there. The discipline's got to be there. We got to do the simple things right. And we just got to do what we know we can do. If we can do that, we could still make a playoff run. The potential is there. We saw it in the first 2 games of the season. Even though we lost those games, we've seen the potential that Caledonia can do, what Caledonia is capable of. Caledonia can be a good football team. They can be a great football team. We just got to put in the work and put in the discipline and put in the effort for 48 minutes, all 48 minutes of a full game. And if we do that, we can start winning games. Like I said, we knew going into this region that it was going to be a very tough season for Caledonia because of the region that we got put in. But it's definitely doable. I could definitely see us winning for sure Columbus. I think we could beat Columbus. We've gone toe to toe against New Hope, even though they blew us out last year. New Hope's always been our in-county rival, so I feel like we could beat them. The wins and the potential is there. We could do this. We just got to have heart and got to believe that we can do this. And players, any players that are watching this, don't give up and always play to the best of your ability. If you can do that, if you can play with 100% and you can go home smiling knowing that you gave it 110% effort 100% of the time, then you know you did your job. But we've got to play better. We've got to be more disciplined, and we got to show more fight than what we showed tonight. First half, we did well. Second half, total complete disaster. I don't even think I've seen a disaster that bad in Caledonia, honestly, in recent memory. And, I graduated back in 2012. So, that just goes to show you how long it's been. But, again, let's get better, Caledonia. Let's get it back to the basics. And let's start doing the simple things right. And the results, the W's, they will start coming soon. Until then, guys, Mark Gaiman signing off. Hope you guys have a great rest of the night. And be on the lookout for the next video, which will be the Mississippi State reaction video tomorrow night.